Welcome back to Virtually AWA. This is episode number 35, I believe, and it is the go-home show for our next pay-per-view, A Lesson in Pain. So we are going to build up to that great pay-per-view, which is coming up tomorrow on I believe it's Friday now, and it is going to be hopefully a good show. So we will kick it off now. We begin with a promo battle between Chris Cage, the modern day Savage, and our champion, the AWA Commonwealth champion, Kip Sabian. They trade a few blows to each other verbally as they build up to their match at the pay-per-view. This gets a segment rating of 36, very strong from these two. Thomas J. Curtis helping Kip Sabian during the segment. The angle got the crowd hotter, and the angle got the show off to a strong start. That's good way to start the show, isn't it? Following that, we have a short match, which we have Fantazmo, the YouTube champion, taking on Jonny Rose, the veteran, in a bout that had decent reaction. Fantazmo defeated Jonny Rose in 7 minutes and 37 seconds by disqualification. Fantazmo makes defense number 2 of his AWA YouTube championship. Basically, they get into a fight. Jonny Rose gets frustrated, pulls out his trusty metal knee pad, and the referee sees him. As soon as he hits Fantazmo in the head with the knee, he calls for the bell, and he's been caught in the act. Fantazmo got a 26 for this. Jonny Rose only a 22, but 24 overall, that's not too bad. Still better than our overall rating. I think we're about 19 in the Midlands region, so until the point where we hit that 24 is very good. This match got the crowd hotter. Next up, we have a segment between our three women who are challenging for the Peggy Lee Classic final coming up at the pay-per-view. Lacey James, Athena Fury, and Nicole Matthews. Lacey James was the former champion. We've talked about this a lot now, that Lacey James is in a dark place. She's not very stable at the moment based on, after losing that title, everything she held dear. She's just not the same person anymore. Athena Fury, she's someone who came in. She's a bit of an underdog. People didn't believe that she'd have a chance in this tournament. She managed to pick up that big win over, I think she beat Nicole Matthews, and then in that match where she technically won, but we know that she didn't in the storyline. Athena Fury and Lacey James had that final match, and Nicole Matthews caused the referee to throw it out as a double disqualification. And that's why we're here. They all got 5 points in the tournament, so they're all going to fight in a triple threat match for that Peggy Lee Classic, the first ever Cup Tournament Peggy Lee Classic, and it will be interesting to see which one of them comes out on top on the night. This segment gets a 28 rating. That's very solid from these guys. Nicole Matthews did a masterful job of improvising interactions with the crowd during the segment. She was getting him in the palm of her hand as the heel, trying to get the boos raining down on her. And a 28 rating is the result, and that's very good for everyone involved. Next up, we have P.T. Crockett, the owner, coming out. We haven't seen him in a while. He comes out and says, "Renegade, I offered them the chance to take on the tag team champions at the pay-per-view. They've decided not to take it." Which, does that indicate that Renegade are going to join Steel Industries after they were offered a chance last week? If they want to give the answer at the pay-per-view, but it looks like they might be siding with them because they've turned down a chance to take them on for the titles at the pay-per-view. And instead, P.D. Crockett comes out and says, if the team of Tyson, T-Bone and Foxcatcher win tonight, they will get a shot at the titles at the pay-per-view. Likewise, if their opponents, Dan Strikeforce and Blue Tiger, the former tag team champions themselves, if they win the match, they get the shot at the titles. So it's going to be an interesting main event tonight when you see these two taking on the former champions. It gets a segment rating of 30, very good from P.T. Crockett here to big up the people involved. And looks like we are heading into that main event next. And we do, and in a bout that had decent reaction, Tyson, T-Bone and Foxcatcher defeat Blue Strikeforce in 13 minutes and 7 seconds when Foxcatcher pins Blue Tiger with a frog splash. Very good, another 28 rating, solid here. Foxcatcher 30, Tyson, T-Bone 33. Leading the way. Blue Tiger 25, also Dan Striker with 25. Blue Tiger was off his game, unfortunately, but very strong again from these guys. 28 rating, and that ends this show as we head into the pay-per-view coming up tomorrow. So, if you've enjoyed the video, like it, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the pay-per-view A Lesson in Pain tomorrow on this channel. This gets an overall rating of 29 to end the show, and we increase our popularity in 14 regions. So, very solid show, I think. And it's really shaping up in towards the event, the pay-per-view tomorrow. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.